Hi, good day. This is Doris. We'll be talking about physical abuse today. Do you know that nearly 1 in 3 million women worldwide, about 340 million women, have experienced physical or sexual violence? This is according to World Health Organization. In just the past year alone, over 300 women were subjected to physical or sexual violence by their intimate partners. Physical abuse is a form of violence that occurs in many settings. It can be in our family, in church, in our work environment, in school, even in our caregiving environment. Flogging a child in the name of discipline can be considered. It's not can be considered, it is considered a crime. It is a form of abuse. It is a physical abuse. There are other forms of this physical abuse. It can be slapping, pushing, flogging, as I've mentioned before, pulling someone here, then locking someone in the house, kicking. These are all forms of physical abuse. Even using weapon to threaten someone. You might think it's just a simple threat. It is not. It is a crime, and you can get punished because of it. Physical abuse is physical abuse. We shouldn't try to con it. We shouldn't try to con it or paint it or beautify it with the word discipline. It is not discipline. It is an abuse. It is a crime. Focusing more on flogging as a form of discipline in today's education. For example, according to Sigmund Freud's theory on psychosocial stages of development, Anna stage 8 to 3 years, children under this age 2 to 3 years, their source of pressure are from defecating. Teachers should be trained on these stages of development. They should know more about these stages of development to be able to handle children properly, because teachers of nowadays flog children because of little things as peeing on their clothes or defecating, which shouldn't be normal. You as a parent, if you learn that your child is being flogged in school because he or she peed on her clothes, how will you feel? Will you consider it as a form of discipline? It is not. It is a grievous crime and should not be acceptable in our school curriculum. It is really displeasing to see a child being flogged because he pooed on his clothes, or because he couldn't talk when others were talking, or because he's not speaking when teachers ask him to speak. The kind of training, the kind of hand you give a child at a little stage will probably affect them. Either it increases their self-esteem or it lowers their self-esteem. I'm speaking based on a place of observation and a place of someone that have little children around her. I have experienced some kinds of personality in teachers. Some people are not qualified to be a teacher. Some people are supposed to, they need mental evaluation, honestly. Some of them are not supposed to be teaching children. They need to be taught rather than teaching other person. You cannot just wake up because you passed WAEC or because you are an NCE holder and start teaching children. No, you need to be evaluated. Your personality needs to be evaluated. There should be a test that show a profile of your mental evaluation to know if you are capable of handling children. Children are subjected to physical abuse and parents are not aware. That is why most of them grew up living with so many traumas, not being able to speak up or say no when necessary. This should be looked into, especially in a nursery to primary school setting. Abuse does not cause only physical injury like bruises or deep cuts. It leaves psychological effect. It has a psychological effect. Like it can cause the person low self-esteem, trauma, fear, anxiety, depression, a lot of them. And the physical effect can be leaving some bruises, mark on the body, that when you see that mark you just remember that it's because of this. That is the effect of physical abuse, and it's not proper. It's not something that we should condone in our society. It's something that needs to be looked into and banished in this society, especially flogging in primary and secondary school. Now, how do we create awareness about physical abuse? I'm doing that now, and you should do that now. you need to speak about it. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about the side effects of physical abuse rather than the how it shapes it, rather than the discipline form. I disagree that physical abuse disciplines someone. It doesn't. It leaves a long time trauma effect on someone's mental health. It shouldn't be something that we should talk easily on. You need to go deep about this. You need to create awareness. You need to educate people on the effect of physical. You need to tell people, you need to educate people to say no when they are being physical abused. We need to teach children to always speak to their parents, to be honest with their parents, to be open to their parents, to tell them when they experience any form of physical abuse from their teachers, because most physical abuse start from school, then in our families, in church, in our workplace. Everyone deserves to live in a safe and respectful environment. Nobody deserves to be subjected to any form of physical abuse. Please. Physical abuse is one of the leading causes of depression and suicide in today's society, and we need to create awareness on the effects and the long trauma that this abuse leaves on us. Thank you.